Congratulate yourself for taking the time to invest here with me. My name is Billy Keels. I'm the founder and CEO of Keep On Cashflow. What we love to do here at Keep On Cashflow is continue to connect people and build bridges between Europe and the United States specifically. You see, one of the things that I want to talk to you about today is, well, especially for those of us who work in the sales capacity across many different industries, this is a really exciting time of the year. Why is that? Well, because we're getting ready to get our bonus checks. And, as I work and continue to talk to people, one of the things I want to continue to help people to do is to make sure that you're always, as you're investing, to make sure that your money is growing, always working harder than you're working. And so there are actually three different things that continue to come up as I speak to people around this time of the year. And it's always, well, how are you going to spend that bonus check? How are you going to spend that bonus check? And there are actually three areas that keep coming up. And I just want to relate those to you and also give you something to think about, because once again, investing is really about making sure that your money is constantly working and working harder than you. And usually these three conversations these three areas fall in three different buckets, right? People are typically talking to me about bucket number 1, bucket number 2, or bucket number 3. And the first bucket I like to call, these are the people that are thinking about investing. They want to invest their bonus check. And usually they come in these particular different orders. A lot of people talk about paying off that mortgage. They talk about buying stocks or bonds, or maybe investing in a company because they got a tip from a friend and just heard that, it's a friend who has a small company and they want to invest there. So stocks and bonds and businesses. And these are typically businesses that they don't know anything about. For instance, you may hear that a friend of yours owns a retail shop and they think it's going to be a great return, and so you put your money there, although you don't know anything about retail, right? The other thing is, the other bucket, let's say, is let's call it the fun or the consumption bucket, right? And usually, what does that mean? This is where we're thinking about vacation, we're thinking about that new car, we're thinking about that new motorcycle, or we may even be thinking about that nice new watch. And yeah, I guess I'm not much of an artist, but these are things that, we're going to use the bonus just to go out and spend it on something, but it's definitely not going to give us any money back. Or, some people like to play it super, super safe. And I just call this the safe space, because, you find people that are, really interested in just leaving their money in a shoebox. Or a savings account, right? And so the thing is, when, as I start speaking to more and more sales executives and we're thinking about, okay, well, how do we make sure that our money is working harder than we're working? Well, if you think about these types of investments, whether it's a mortgage, you're using your mortgage and you don't have any more money to actually invest. So the money is gone. You can't make it grow if it's not there. Stocks and bonds. Well, if you're like most sales executives I know, if you're in the stock market, you're constantly watching whether or not your stocks are going up or your stocks are going down. So, do you really want to be spending more time every single day figuring out whether or not you're going to have more money in a couple of years? And then businesses that you don't know anything about, the only recommendation I would make is make sure you start to learn about the business before you would want to invest in it. Great opportunities. Consumption, just call it consumption. If you know they're going to have fun, just do that. And then the thing is, if you're going to play it really safe and you're not using the cash anyway, wouldn't it make sense to make sure that the cash is growing as much as possible, as long as you have a safe place to use it? So, a lot of times people say, well, Billy, what else can you do? As most of you know, I personally love to invest in income producing real estate. And these items are great, but, real estate, when you continue to watch the consistent great returns that real estate can give you, it's something that I think most of us that are sales execs are not even thinking about. So one of the things I would recommend, if you've already spent this time watching the video, you can find out a lot more about how you can invest your cash if you check us out at keeponcashflow.com. Actually, if you go there and you just put at the end /grow, you can even download the book, the best-selling book that you can normally find on Amazon. It costs you a couple bucks or a couple euros. But for taking your time here and spending it with me, I'll go ahead and send that book out to you for free. All you need to do is go to keeponcashflow.com/grow. This is Billy Keels. Wanted to give you a couple things to think about. That's my 2 cents for today. And as always, hasta la próxima.